Very quick editor's note, this video is very overexposed because I had the wrong ND filter on. I underestimated how much light there was going to be outside, so I will fix that for next time.
Ah! Right. Yo, it's Ash. It's me. It's me, bitch. I ride an SV650. But this is not my SV650. This does not sound like an SV60. It's not as quick. Well, sorry. It's quicker than an SV650. This is also not my bike. Long story short, yesterday I was out on a big old ride around the Norfolk coast. A video will follow at some point. But we got back a little bit later than anticipated, so my bike does not have heated grips. It was fucking freezing, and my lovely friend was like, hey, I've got heated grips, why don't you take my bike? I don't need it for the week. And I was like, I feel really shit for saying yes to this, but he was adamant that it was okay. So so I have this for a few days, I guess. My bike is at his, being tucked away, and I get this for a few days, and I'm obviously not going to take the piss, so I'm going to get lunch quickly on a very, very short journey, but yeah, I guess we do a little bit of an impromptu review. So yeah, this is a CB650R, a 4-cylinder, 650cc. I believe it makes somewhere like 70-ish, 75, 80 horsepower or something. I don't know, I'll pop something up on screen with actual numbers. But yeah, I like this bike. I've ridden it a few times and it's bloody gorgeous. It's very, very easy to ride, and it kind of just flicks around a little bit. And oh god, the engine. You know, yes, it's 4-cylinder. Yes, you're going to get that 4-cylinder power band that it wants to be in. Mind, it's been detuned a little bit, so it's not quite as sort of, you know, scary. It's a little bit more sedate and, you know, tuned down. You know, you get a bit more lower down torque, but it still screams in every gear. Every bloody gear, this bike just wants to go. I'll tell you, don't get me wrong, I love my SV, but nothing quite beats a 4-cylinder. There's just something about it. When you get on that power and it hits that little band that it wants to be in, oh my word. It's something else. It really is something else. And just hearing it scream out to a red line of 14,000 RPM. I mean, mine goes up to about 10 and I don't push it because you don't get anything out of it. Honestly, shift at like sort of 7, 8, that's fine. But this you can do it, and it wants to do it. It's just, it's gorgeous. It's such, you know, I went a year and a half without riding anything more than 2 cylinders, and you know, I mentioned in one of my other videos I'd ridden, you know, Hornet 600, and that bike's the same, you know, 4-cylinder. They just want to go, and it's such an unusual experience if you haven't experienced it. Just let this car decide what he wants to do. We've got one from the left as well, and that's the indicator on, but she weren't going. But yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So, taking a slightly longer route to the shop gives me a bit of an opportunity just to stretch its legs a bit. And I don't know, maybe my friend will appreciate a little bit of camera footage of his bike. I don't know. Obviously, well, he was out yesterday with us around Norfolk, So he's got, I think he's got a couple of bit of flybys that I might have filmed, but I'll have to have a look. I'm still yet to finish going through all the footage. Yeah, God, these heated grips are lovely. Toasty. It's not exactly the warmest day today. It was absolutely gorgeous yesterday, but today it's not quite as nice. And we've got a tractor with, I guess, a queue behind it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, we had a blast yesterday, honestly. There's a couple of little clips that I've got up at the minute. Went past a steam train, perfect timing. Honestly, that looks very cinematic, I have to admit. You know, with the steam bellowing out, waving to all the passengers. A little bit surreal, honestly. But yeah, so I guess we're just going for a little ride. It's just, I honestly, the words for this bike, I can't describe. It's just so nice, and it's so happy to sit in whatever gear as well. You know, I mean, yeah, you could put it into like sort of 5th, 6th, and let it sit down, but it's so happy to be in like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. You know, and you still get that punch just because of how it's been tuned. It's not like these, you know, super sports where you know, yes, you have to ring it out a bit to get it in its power band because it's a 4-cylinder, and that's just kind of inherently how they are. But it's not like one of these super sports that you have to really get it up the rev range. And if it's anything less than half, then it's not, you know, I'm not going to say it's not doing anything, but it's almost not doing anything compared to what it can do. Let the postman Pat fucking turn around. I will say, I'd love a quick shifter on this. I like a quick shifter on a lot of bikes, but I think this could benefit from it. I really do. I just think it would suit it. You know, it's got that kind of very short, over the top, you know, Street Fighter-esque. I know it's probably not technically a Street Fighter, but, you know, I think Honda market is like a Neo Cafe Sports. And yeah, they're probably about right. But it's just got that kind of little bit of hunch over. You know, I'm not really leant over, but I am a bit. Compared to the SV, I definitely am. You know, you're almost over the bar. It's got that kind of like, come on, I want to go fast. And you just want to be able to blip through those gears really, really quickly without having to worry about, you know, letting off the throttle and all that kind of stuff. I will say this does feel a bit notchy. I don't know if it's just because the tyres are cold or the road surface, but it does feel a little bit kind of notchy. It's almost... When it turns, it turns, but it's just getting that initial bit of movement in. At least it's a decent day today. It's, I say, yes, it's a bit cold, but it's dry. You've got the blue skies. I'm playing around with my sort of ND filters and all that kind of stuff, so I'm hoping this footage looks good. It did yesterday. I did end up losing one of my filters. I don't know how. It's just fallen off somewhere in Norfolk. So if you live in Norfolk and you found an ND-PL filter by K&F for an Ace Pro 2, hit me up, because I would like it back, because they weren't exactly cheap. But yeah, we're just fiddling around with like colour profiles and stuff, trying to just make that footage look really sexy. I think I've got the camera settings dialed in now. Yeah, there's always room for improvement, but honestly, I think considering I've not really done much of this before, you know, yes, there's probably a few things that I can do differently, but I quite like how the image looks. I think it looks cracking. just got power for days, and I'm still in third gear. Nothing beats it. Whenever I ride this bike, it's just grin. It's grin central. You just can't stop smiling on it. Turn these grips down a bit. My hands are baking. They're doing its job, but it's Christ, yeah, it's. I have to take my handlebar off the throttle just to cool it down a bit in the air. But yeah, God, what a cracking little bike. It's honestly, it's probably not what I would be considering going forward, but you gotta respect it for what it is. I think when I saw it on paper that it was a 650 and a 4-cylinder, you're always a bit like, oh, okay, that's. You don't want to say it's like completely against what would typically be done in the industry, but it almost is. You think 4-cylinder, you think 600,000. You know, yes, we've got, you know, the Kawasaki Ninja 400 or the new Ninja 400. You know, that bike's an absolute little weapon, I tell you. I'd love to ride one of them. But you think 650 just weird. You know, 650 is probably a bit more commonly associated with 2 cylinders. You know, we're getting a little bit closer now with, you know, Triumph's new bikes that are sort of 660-ish that are 3 cylinders. But it just seemed a little bit weird. But I tell you what, they've got something. They've really got something here. You know, and honestly, you know, my mate came straight out of his, you know, getting his license and onto this. I think he actually did all of his training on it. You know, yes, you've got to be a little bit kind of sensitive because it's got that 4-cylinder power band, but I don't think it's unmanageable. You know, I think you ride it sensibly, and then when you start going faster, you just get that little bit of enjoyment. It's not going to pull you out of your seat, but it's just going to get that kind of little grin going, you know. That I think you kind of want from a bike. A lot of people just want that for the fun. Busy today. Gotta go park this right at the back away from everyone, I think. If it was my bike, I kind of wouldn't care, but given that it's not mine. I think I'm going to go right where he's going. Oh, right. Oh, where's the kickstand? This kickstand is so stiff. He does know about it, but it's really stiff. Right. Oh God, she's pretty. She's pretty. And she pops and bangs. Right, let's go get some grub. And we're back. Get these gloves on. Get that kickstand up. Right, I got my lunch. Oh, a little bump. I really should push bikes backwards instead of just sitting and waddling them. It'd be so much easier. I've been two crossings right next to each other. Pain in the arse, honestly. I think we're okay. Yeah, lovely. Oh, right. I guess hot topic, considering I've been to a Tesco's. The viewer question for today is, what is your go-to meal deal? And I guess for those that, I don't know, maybe aren't based in the UK, this might exist elsewhere, but I mean, for a bit of background, typically supermarkets here in the UK will operate a meal deal. So you pay your sort of £3.50, £4. I guess it would be like what, $4-ish, and you get a sandwich or a wrap or I think a pasta, a drink, and a snack, so like a bag of crisps or something, or a chocolate bar, and it's all sort of lumped in. Thorough's pretty good. You get, you know, if you pick your choice as well, you can absolutely milk the deal. You get far more than sort of £3 or £4 worth. You come out with about £6 worth of food and you get it all half price. It's brilliant. So for me, I am a sucker for a chicken Caesar wrap. I mean, the go-to for a lot of people is they do a sausage, bacon and egg triple sandwich, so you get 3 sandwiches instead of your usual 2, and then you can get your energy drinks or something, or a smoothie. They're like your big expensive items that you bundle in. I've gone with orange juice today. I'm on a bit of an orange juice grind at the minute. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. It's got to have the bits in. It can't be sort of filtered or strained. It's got to have the little bits of orange. That does me. And then I've got a bag of now I think here in the UK they're branded under Whatsits, which are a sort of cheesy puff crisp, but they've kind of partnered with Cheetos, so we've got these sort of spiral Cheeto puff things that are like sweet and spicy. I don't know how it's honestly working, but whatever. But they're really good. They're like a giant spiral-shaped Whatsit that's sort of slightly spicy. It's incredible. I'm going to turn these heated grips on a little bit. They taste really nice. So I've got some of them, which are pretty good. So yeah, that's my question. What is your go-to meal deal selection items? Because it's always divisive. I don't know why. But yeah, there's often a big debate about, oh, you should have got this, should have got that. Oh, you've got like £2 worth of food and you're paying £4 for it, which is surprisingly easy to do, and I have seen people do it, and I'm just sitting there like, what are you playing at, lad? Sort it out. I don't know, maybe they've got bigger issues going on than what they're choosing in a mill deal, but hey ho. This is a shame. I really like this road, and we've got two relatively slow Range Rovers going in. Not that the cars are slow, I'm sure they can shift a bit, but they're not driving particularly fast, which is a bit of a shame. But I need to adjust this guy's throttle. It's a little bit sort of got a lot of free play in it. That was one of the first things I did on my SV, actually, was really tighten that up. I like mine to where it's got basically zero slack. It's got like 0.5 mil. That's just how I like it. I don't like this kind of like thing, because otherwise you end up going, oh, I have to, you know, compensate for the slack, and then you put a bit too much on, you get the wrong amount of throttle. Whereas if it's just bang on, I know that it's all of that little action into my wrist is all just throttle. Oh, this bike does sound good for a stock exhaust though. I know obviously you put something else on and it's going to sound mental, but honestly it's not a bad sounding exhaust. If you really don't want to have to faff with anything, I tell you, this ain't a bad shout. There's not much I don't like about this. I like the dash, it's clear. I mean, maybe like a full TFT would have been slightly better. You know, given that this is a 2023 model, I think they should have maybe put something. But maybe the idea was that it just tied in with the styling, you know. And to be fair, if that was the case, then I could see why. But I don't know. I think about the other sort of bikes in this bracket, you know, Z650 and all that kind of stuff. You know, I know my SV is not, you know, the dash is absolutely nothing to sing about, but you know, you look at the Kawasaki's and they've got lovely coloured displays and they do look nice. I always remember that when I was learning to ride and I had a couple of sessions on them. They did look nice, very easy to read. But yeah, anyway, there we go. That's my short little ride to get lunch done on this absolutely stunning CB650R. I will work on getting the my trip out over the weekend edited and sorted out, but I guess in the meantime I'll just be pushing this and seeing what you guys think of it. But yeah, until next time, guys. As I said before in my other big sort of long format vlog, yeah, be yourself and keep doing it, because yeah, that's all that matters. But yeah, until next time, see you later.